But Shedeur said he didn't want to back up Lamar Jackson, so he said no.
All right. What's wrong with that?
The Browns have been bad as long as I have been breathing air. Shedeur Sanders continues to ruin his career. Was the name of this microphone video that we're going to talk about. We're not just going to react to it because I don't like doing regular reactions. It's 2025. We got to add something to it. So we're going to go through it. I've pre-watched a little bit of it because, you know, again, we're just not going to watch somebody's video. We're going to watch through a few parts of this. And after we do that, and, you know, I'll debunk a few things and correct a few things. Then the real place we need to go is the comment section, because the comment section kind of looks like my comment section. You know, some people that are a little bit mad and things that, oh, wow, yo, microphone, yo, you got to stop with these AI thumbnails, yo, the Walmart stuff. But yeah, I want to fact check the commenters. So we're going to do a few different things. So to start off the video, you know, he's introing it, draft day, yada, yada, yada. He did say some stuff I could have corrected, but it's all good. It's good to go. I want to start right here because we've been talking about the Ravens situation, and this is a clip that we've already watched, right? And you know, right when it goes, so
Here's looks great because he didn't get forced right away, or he's not being developed the right way. So I just, if that was the case, I wish he would have went to Baltimore. Now the other thing, and a different angle on this, again, all speculation. I don't know Shedeur personally. I wonder if Shedeur, when it got to that point in the draft, just wanted to go undrafted at that point, and he didn't want to go to the Ravens, and that's why he said, "Don't draft me." And you may look at me like I'm crazy, but hear me out. When you get to that 5th, 6th, 7th round, it's almost better if you're Shedeur Sanders and he has the money and he's a great young man with the NIL and he's smart with his money, to go undrafted, take a step back, and then you control your own destiny and look at this roster and that roster and this roster, and I can sign somewhere as an undrafted free agent, and my agent can negotiate instead of getting buried on a depth chart and going to a bad situation.
So I want to stop here because this was a big part of one of the points I made in one of the last videos I made speaking about the whole Baltimore situation. And it was that I think people are like that was a former NFL player. So I think people like Alex Smith, like Urinating Tree, like Brett Coleman, like all these people who are trying to make a big hubbub about a 5th. He did. Oh, yeah. And that's also what he said in this video earlier. He pulled an Eli Manning, but in the 5th round. No, that sounds a lot more. That makes more sense. If he was so egotistical or not even egotistical, but if he wanted to control his destiny, he would have probably wanted to be an undrafted free agent at that point. You can even get more guarantees in some places an undrafted free agent when you get to those late rounds, right? So again, everybody wanted to dunk on Shedeur Sanders, but again, the NFL player who is a career backup that experienced those types of things and understands that culture, right? It's not people who just look at, you know, flashy film. They know the ins and outs of how the NFL work. They seem to believe like, hey, oh yeah, that makes sense. You don't want to be behind Lamar. Let's choose where to go, X, Y, Z. The only knock that's consistent is that, you know, quote unquote, the development would have been better with Baltimore. And it's hard to argue with that, but at the same time, it's not going to be in a direct line because he's not the same type of quarterback as Lamar. But let's hear it, Mike.
It's like Cody Kessler sitting there saying, yeah, I was the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. I can't believe you chose being the 4th string QB for the Browns as opposed to backing up Lamar Jackson.
So, and then to add more context, we also watched the video where Cam Newton said in his sources said that, you know, it was also the Eagles that he said he didn't want to back up as well. Now, the Eagles have a dog as a backup, so he would have been QB3, and then, of course, Jalen Hurts there. And then, obviously, with Baltimore, you're going to be QB2 maybe because he has Cooper Rush there, too. So you got to understand that those were two – people always like, oh, he could have been QB2 in Baltimore. Again, do y'all watch football? Again, y'all just, hey, y'all watch Theo Ash videos. And shout out, I never say anything bad about Theo Ash, man. Shout out to Theo Ash, man. I enjoy your takes, man. I enjoy your content. I just think you're a funny name to throw out there because you're always on my For You page. No, dog, like, do y'all know, everybody's like, oh, Shedeur would be QB2. The way y'all talk about Shedeur, the way y'all say he's this and that, he's a 5th round talent, he wouldn't have been number 2 behind Cooper Rush. I mean, he's not going to beat Cooper Rush. Based off y'all's thinking, he's not going to beat, I forgot the homeboy's name, Eagles backup. That dude's a demon. Like, that dude's a problem. Like, those are people who've been in the NFL for years. We're talking about a rookie. So, yeah, his odds competing against a rookie, even though the Browns are very partial to Dylan Gabriel, so much so that they reached in the 3rd round when he was at a 5th or 4th round grade. Again, people, and you know what? This is a good time to stop it because, like I said, this isn't a regular reaction video, and there was one comment. Again, I'm going to other people's comments. Am I being extra? Is this too much? But I just, because this is a very Tony Grossi point, right? And let me see if I can find it. Here's my question. What is with all the Dillon Gabriel hate? Like, why are we talking about Sanders over Gabriel? Why are people painting Gabriel as like worse than Sanders? It's effing silly that everyone is flipping out over Sanders when the other rookie is doing just fine. So this is where we're going to start. And this is Mr. That Drum Dude 1752. Look, I got nothing wrong with you. I think you are Tony Grossi's burner though. I'm almost certain you are. So I'm going to answer that question. Let's take a step by step. What is with all the Dillon Gabriel hate? That's literally what Tony Grossi asked 3 months ago. What Dillon Gabriel hate? I specifically, as much as people call me Shedeur Glazer, go watch my videos. I specifically say Dillon Gabriel's a dog. I specifically say Dillon Gabriel, as much as I say, and it's so funny because I see people attacking Shedeur Sanders being the #1 FBS completion percentage. Well, Dillon Gabriel is the leader in FBS touchdowns. These are historic football players. Dillon Gabriel was 3rd in Heisman voting. Dillon Gabriel led his team to the playoffs. Like what? He beat the national champions of the game. Do y'all watch football? So again, with all that being said, we have a special type of fan who only watches NFL or only watches college football, which I think you're doing a disservice if you love football. You got to watch both. So if you were to watch Dillon Gabriel, you think that Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur are pretty good. Dillon Gabriel, you might think is a better college quarterback. But at the NFL level, if you watch NFL stuff, you know why Dillon Gabriel was a 5th, 4th round ranked guy. He's old. He has injuries. He's not big. He doesn't have the size. He almost has the speed. Like, there's so many. It's so funny to watch people whenever Shedeur was falling in the draft, because it's like y'all are serious. Y'all just don't like Shedeur, and I wish I would just say that. Hey, I don't like the chains. I don't like the watches. Cool, just say that, because you try to justify with football. It never adds up. It never adds up. But I'm about to go off a tangent. Forget that. Let me finish the question. So, like, why are we talking about Sanders over Gabriel? Okay, cool. Again, Shedeur threw for more yards. Shedeur had the #1 completion percentage. Shedeur was a lot more. He was a villain, right? Y'all, hey, man, I don't know if you know this, but you need a villain. You got to have somebody to hate. That's why y'all watch. Y'all watch to see him fail. And that's a beautiful thing. That's made money for a long time. Conor McGregor, right? Like, Mike Tyson played the villain role. I mean, obviously WWE. So why? Because Dillon Gabriel is a quiet Polynesian. Is that correct? Because I think if you say Polynesian and they're Hawaiian, but they're not from Hawaii, like, it can get a little dicey. So I think Polynesian is the catch-all. I don't even want to. I heard if you're Hawaiian and if you're not, it's smoke over there. Regardless, I do believe he's from Hawaii. That's not the point. People keep calling him a white boy, which is crazy. I don't understand. We gotta do better, guys. He is Polynesian, I believe. Or somebody with the knowledge, do the knowledge and put it down below in the comments. Look, he's loud, he's boisterous, he's primetime son. That's why he has more fans. But nobody is hating Dillon Gabriel, and the stats back it up. And then what does he said? Why are people painting Gabriel as like worse than Sanders? Because he was mocked worse than Sanders. That's why. Because the talent that translates to the NFL, Sanders has a better chance. Now, you can be mad as all you want, but the biggest Shedeur Sanders haters had Shedeur as a 2nd round pick. Y'all, please go back. Those videos haven't been taken down, but some of the biggest Shedeur Sanders haters, the hateful thing to say was, oh, he's going to be a 2nd round pick. Like, go back. Those videos are up. Go check it out. Like, it was a common sentiment that he was a 1st round pick. So that's the first comment. Let's get into some more microphone.
The logic here is that Shedeur Sanders didn't want to play behind a 2-time MVP who clearly isn't losing his job anytime soon. He wanted a chance to actually play. So instead, he ends up in Cleveland, a team that just went 3-14, a team that hasn't had a good quarterback since, well, let's not go there. A team.
So, I'll bring this up and Browns fans get upset at me. And again, this was one of those things that was brought up by Browns fans when people were, skeptical of Stefanski. They're skeptical of what the Browns can do for Shedeur and if they're putting him in the best position possible. And you can go watch my draft stuff. Like, when it was really happening, I was like, and We got to go to another comment. Let me see if I can find that comment. He says his career was over the second he got taken by Cleveland. So this is MarVG23. I often lament about this and speak about this. And I promise you, Browns fans, because I know there are Browns fans who are now watching and, checking it out. I'm sure there's a crossover of Shedeur and Browns fans. I don't say that because I don't like Browns. Like I love Mike. Is it Mike Ocelot? What was the dude? No, Mike Ocelot. Peyton Hillis. I love me some Peyton Hillis. I love me some Josh Gordon. Myles Garrett's a dog. Like, some of the players that have played for the Browns are absolutely phenomenal. Legends of the game. Joe Thomas. I will rave and hoot and holler. One of the greatest offensive linemen, easily of the generation. One of the greatest offensive tackles of all time. Like, Joe Bitonio is going to go down as one of the greatest interior offensive lines, specifically of this generation, easily, right? Who was throwing the football? Josh Sweden? RG3 post ACL after Washington was done with them. I don't know why it's such a harsh take to say the Browns have been bad when the Browns have been bad as long as I have been breathing air. I'm happy that we can also look at, and people are like, oh, sabotaging. No, I don't think the Browns are sabotaging. I know that's not what I think. I think the Browns are bad at developing Shedeur Sanders type quarterbacks. They know how to make a Dylan Gabriel. Hey, that's what Kevin Stefanski. He wants a Kirk Cousins. That's Kevin Stefanski's bag, and there's nothing wrong with that. Kevin Stefanski, a phenomenal quarterback. But it's different flavors. And it's definitely not a flavor that's been conducive to have high-level quarterback play. Once upon a time, Deshaun Watson, he who should now be named, was an elite Hey, I don't know if you can say this is the Oilers and not the Titans. I mean the Houston Oilers. You know what I'm saying? Please, no Titans fans. Please, no smoke right now. Let me finish this. So I personally watched a lot of Deshaun Watson. I watched Clemson Deshaun Watson. Boy, I went to high school, and I'm not going to dox myself, but I played against Gainesville High School. How many years? I think I was like 2 or 3 or 4 years separated from Deshaun. Like Deshaun Watson's name rung bells when around where I was. Like this was serious to me. Like it's not like this wasn't Deshaun Watson's good and he plays for my team. It was like Deshaun Watson was in my vicinity, and I didn't know it because I was actually way southern. Again, I'm not going to dox too much. And then I came up more north, and when I came, he was already in Clemson. So it was like I came to the area. And like he was spoken like you know what I'm saying, like Boobie Miles. You feel me? Like, oh my God, he was this, he was so amazing in the rivalries and all that stuff. So like I say all that to say he's playing terrible. Everyone's playing bad when they play with the Browns at the quarterback position. So it's very easy to have the opinion of, hey man, maybe they don't know what they're doing at the quarterback position in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
That should theoretically give him a better opportunity, right? Wrong. Fast forward to September 2025, and the Browns have named 40-year-old Joe Flacco their starting QB. Flacco beat out Kenny Pickett and both rookies for the job. Okay, that's fine. Veterans usually win these battles early on. Shedeur's listed as the third-string quarterback behind Flacco and Dylan Gabriel, the emergency quarterback. Still, that's normal for a fifth-round rookie, right? But then Tony Rizzo from ESPN Cleveland drops a bomb.
I'm hearing Shedeur is not even running scout team. Bailey's.
Okay, we're gonna skip through this because to fact check this, obviously, as we've come to learn. Yes, there was a week where Bailey Zappi only ran scout team. However, just this last week, for what's it called? Well, last week, not this last week, but last week, what's it called? Billy Musgrave came out and said that all quarterbacks had been running the scout team. So a little bit different, a little bit different.
We have them do the footwork. We have them do the progression, or we have them.
He's actually
by
saying
the
it right
end
there.
of that rookie. Happening on the field while Shedeur Sanders watches from the sideline. Week 1 against Cincinnati, Joe Flacco throws for 290 yards, 1 touchdown,
bad.
2 interceptions, and the Browns lose 17-16. The interceptions weren't really Flacco's fault. They were dropped passes that got tipped up, but still, a loss. Week 2 against Baltimore, this is where it gets ugly. Flacco completes 25 of 45 passes for just 199 yards. 50 picks before Shedeur, the guy who's actually been getting some reps, the guy who just proved he can move the ball in an NFL game, even if it was against backups. So where does this leave Shedeur Sanders? Well, let's see if we could draw a parallel to another quarterback in NFL history. Let me tell you about another quarterback who found himself in a similar situation.
Little history.
Brett
I like
Favre.
this.
Favre was a second-round pick by the Atlanta Falcons in 1991. His head coach, Jerry Glanville.
God, why does he have to be compared with the dude that stole money from Mississippi children? Lord have mercy. See, this is what scares me. Maybe he's gonna be like the exact opposite of Favre. What does that mean? Because he gives back to the community. Favre takes from the community. You feel me? I'm very sad that I went from, oh yeah, Brett Favre, and then I was like, oh no, Brett Favre, because I was thinking, NFC championships and those weird gold bond commercials and the jean commercial. Wrangler? He did Wrangler? I wasn't thinking about stealing from Mississippi.
Bill famously said that it would take a plane crash for Favre to get on the field. In his rookie year, Favre attempted exactly 4 passes. 2 were intercepted. The Falcons traded him to Green Bay for a first-round pick, and the rest is history. 3 MVP awards, a Super Bowl, and a Hall of Fame career.
And this is a long video. Please go watch Microphone's video if you haven't. Again, I just wanted to kind of bop around and kind of have some conversations, and I'm going to get back into the comments and answers. So to end that, what I do want to say is that, not Shedeur Sanders, but, Shedeur Sanders, right? The thing about having the magnifying glass on you so much, and I try to tell some of you who are, pro Shedeur, I'm pro Shedeur as well. But again, some people are new to the NFL. Some people have only been watching college. Like, it's a lot of different experiences. And that leads me back to another great comment. Hey, and I want y'all to point out that, oh, wow. Okay, that was, I randomly hit a TikTok. I'm so sorry. A lot of, it's different experiences there. So maybe people don't understand that, the quarterback paths are often a lot more complicated. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there you go, Brett Favre. You got Russell Wilson. You got what's it called? You got Drew Brees, who is basically a reject at the chart. Like, the Chargers did not like Drew Brees. Like, so there's been a lot of, not to compare him to such great quarterbacks, but there's been a lot of great quarterbacks who have had that same sort of situation where, you might end up in a place which that's been my biggest thing. Hey, that might not be fully advantageous to what you do, how you do it, how you play the game, right? Even with that being said, does not mean that at some point you can't either turn around or just make things better for you. So I want to read a few of these comments. This is I want to read because he was beefing with him, and then I want to see whose side I'm on, and then he says still no Cam Ward video. Now here's what I want to tell all of you. Here's what I want to tell all of you. Am I right or am I right? That's why I've been making Cam Ward videos, and I want to prove something too. I'm not big on proving people. Yes, I am. What am I talking about? I'm big on proving people wrong. That's like my whole thing. That's like what my whole video, my whole little thing is about. Now, I don't know if you can, and this is not to be mean to what's it called, microphone. This is not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to let y'all know when y'all come at me crazy, right? I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy that only makes Shedeur content. Now, do I make a lot of Shedeur content? Yeah. I'm not gonna hide from that. But it's just because that pay. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to give the people what they want. Am I bad? Now, am I a ball knower though? Have I making? I'm not sure if you see that says December 29th. That's Cam Ward in a Miami jersey, son. Yeah, that was back when we were making CFB teams. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Okay, so get off of my man, Shedeur. Y'all, I mean not Shedeur. Get off of my man, Mike. Come at me for this. I'll be making so many Shedeur videos. I make. Some people say too many Shedeur videos. Now, do I care? No, I'm sorry. What I will say is that you can't be upset that that's just kind of how. That's what the people want. Like I'm sorry that's just. What the people want. These things be lying anyway. I don't want you to see that. I'm embarrassed. They be lying. That thing says I ain't got no money on, man. That thing says I'm broke. But nah, man. A lot of I make plenty of Shedeur videos, plenty of Arch Manning videos. There go Cam. There go more Shedeur. There go. You feel me? I was having a great time. There go another. You feel me? Man, I've been making a lot of Arch Manning. I've been grilling Arch, huh? Man, I have really been grilling Arch. But yeah. Come expose me. But hey, man, if you like this video, let me know. Reaction style, different type of vibe. Billy Napier does still need to be fired. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content of all shapes, sizes, form, fashions, factors. You be phenomenal. We'll see you next time. Peace.